Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here on Sun Up. Al Sutherland is off, leaving me in charge, and so like a true climatologist, I'm going to bore you with lots and lots of rainfall statistics. But I think that's a good thing since we haven't had a lot to talk about with good rainfall statistics lately. The rains did continue for Oklahoma, as did the drought improvements, as you can see from the latest U.S. Drought Monitor map. And while we still have lots of significant drought across the state, we have still seen lots of changes for the good on the drought monitor since the rains began basically on May 21st. Let's remember how we got here though. It was just a few weeks ago. We can remember this drought map from May 20th, right before the rains began. At this point, over half of the state was either in extreme or exceptional drought, the worst two categories on the drought monitor, and of course it was spreading rapidly to the east, especially in northern Oklahoma. And we can go even farther back and see how we got to these changing points. First, let's look at the rainfall totals for the January 1st through May 20th period, where we had a statewide average of 5.6 inches on the Mesonet. That's a deficit over 7 inches, and that's also the second driest such period on record. Much of the northwestern half of the state has seen less than 3 inches of rain, and actually even farther to the northwest, they had seen less than 2 inches of rain. And for many areas, it was the driest January 1st through May 20th on record. If you look at the departure from normal rainfall map for the same period, we saw localized areas with deficits of over 8 inches and even more than 10 inches. And that's a big reason for the failure of the winter wheat crop, unfortunately. No moisture when it woke up in the spring. Now there was also some freeze problems, but drought certainly had its impacts on the wheat crop. As I said, it did start raining right about May 21st, and the moisture we've had since then is near miraculous. On the other hand, it's not so great in other areas, but for most of the state, especially across north central and southwestern Oklahoma, really great stuff. And we've seen a statewide average of about 5.5 inches since May 21st, and that's about the same amount as we saw through the first 5 months of the year, as I reported earlier. That's a surplus of 1.3 inches, and the 24th wettest May 21st through June 17th on record. And you can see from this departure from normal rainfall map, lots of green areas on the state, but the lone remaining area that we're really starting to get concerned about would be southern Oklahoma, which hasn't seen the great rainfalls that the rest of the state has seen. You know, we still have significant drought across much of Oklahoma. As I said earlier, over 75% of the state is in significant drought. This departure from normal rainfall map since the beginning of the year will tell us that story. Basically, we see deficits from a couple of inches in some areas to more than 8 inches in other areas. And again, some of those areas above 8 inches are more than 10 inches. And officially, that's the 7th driest January 1st through June 17th on record. So while we have made great improvements in the drought, we see lots of areas for improvement in the long-term conditions of drought. So we still have a little bit of time left before summer hits, and then the heat and the dry weather normally comes crashing down on us. So let's get some more rainfall before summer hits. That's a good idea. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.